I think AI content today, I think it's here to stay, and I think the best thing writers can do is get on board with learning how to use it. Now, one of the things that I think is going to be increasingly more important is when you use it, you need to make sure that you're not getting caught in AI content detectors. AI content detectors are going to become more and more of a problem. So if you're using AI to generate articles, blog posts, social media posts, I think it's very likely that social media platforms and platforms like Google are going to form a tighter and tighter net to catch you out and penalize you for using AI content. Does this mean you shouldn't use AI content? No, it just means you have to be smarter about how to use it. Hello, welcome to 2023 and welcome to this video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Zuli Rain and I create videos that are all about how to grow your blogging empire. I'm going to teach you how to use AI content generators in a smart way, avoid detection, and still feel proud of the work that you're doing. You're not outsourcing it to a robot. So without further ado, let's jump in. To clarify, the purpose of this video is to make sure that you don't get caught unfairly in the crossfire of AI content detectors, penalizing your content because you relied on AI to help you write it. If you used AI to generate a blog post, I honestly think you deserve to get caught. So if that's you, this video is not for you. This is for people like me who want to use AI as a tool, not as a cheat, if that makes sense. Let's set the stage a little bit. What tools am I going to use? Now, I've been playing a lot lately with a fifth tool that wasn't around when I made my last AI review video called ChatGPT 3. And frankly, I've been pretty impressed with how easy it is to use and how good it is to use. So I'm going to be using ChatGPT 3 to show you how I would be using it to write an article. Now, as far as the content detection, I'm going to use a tool called Content at Scale's AI Content Detector. I think it's pretty great, and what I like about it is it gives you a little percentage that says like, oh, this is 70% likely to be written by a human, or no, this was definitely written by a robot. Okay, now let's see how I would use AI to start writing a blog post. What about something like this? I've asked it to outline 7 key differences between data scientists and data analysts. This is something that is very competitive on Google. So many people have written articles about this. A lot of the content out there is not very good because it's written by people who want to rank on SEO. So hopefully we're going to do a little bit better than that. Okay, so ChatGPT is generating 7 key differences. I came up with 7 because I like the number 7, you know. So these are the 7 things that I would be writing about in my article. So what I'll do is I'll say, now let's get it to generate the introduction to the article outline that it's just given me. This is what we're going to be testing. I'm not going to read this out loud because it looks very boring. I'm going to point out a couple of key hallmarks here. So in today's data-driven world, organizations rely on blah, blah, blah. I'm already bored. This AI-generated article, I can tell it's AI-generated because it's boring. It has nothing new. It has nothing creative. It has nothing original. Now this is a really dull paragraph. And let's see, when we go to Content at Scale's free AI detector, let's check out what the robot thinks. Got a human content score of 2%. Obviously AI. Now I thought that was pretty funny because yes, this is obviously AI. What can I do to punch this up? What can I do to make this better? How can I how can I trick AI content detectors? Because honestly, like anybody can tell this is AI. There are a couple of weird things you can do, like for example, adding in random spaces or just adding in like wrong comments or spelling errors. This actually really increases the human scores because you can see that even with just a couple key changes, this looks good, right? Because I've written Dota instead of data. I don't recommend doing this. Why? Because this is going to be very easy to catch. Now, if you look, Grammarly can already catch this, of course. Soon everybody's going to be able to figure out, oh, obvious spelling mistakes, obvious grammar mistakes. Those are just a way to evade AI content detectors. So you may be able to get away with doing this now, but I don't recommend doing it in the future. So that's the low-hanging fruit, right? And I don't recommend doing that. Now, I'm looking at this, and if you're in my position, you're thinking, well, I kind of know the difference between data science and data analyst, but maybe not enough to write from my own personal perspective. What can I do instead? You know who knows a lot about the differences between data scientists and data analysts, and who's pretty expert at what's AI writing? I'll give you a guess. I'm going to tell you, it's ChatGPT. So here's something really interesting. Let's go to a new chat and input this into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT if it thinks that this was written by AI. Now, this is where AI is telling on itself a little bit. ChatGPT is snitching on itself. It is telling us exactly why it can tell that this is written by a robot, not by a human. So like the free AI content detector, ChatGPT also thinks that this is written by AI, which is right because it wrote this paragraph like 5 minutes ago. So no surprises there. The interesting thing here is you can actually ask it to tell you what exactly makes it that AI flavor. Well, I mean, I think most of us intuitively know, but there are a couple hallmarks of AI writing that ChatGPT will actually be able to tell us. So the chat appears to be well-structured, informative, and uses a formal language. Here's what I was talking about, no errors or inconsistency. Finally, the text covers a specific topic and lists out key points, which is a common pattern seen in AI-generated text. Okay, interesting. Now here's the really cool part. You can actually ask AI, the ChatGPT, actually to punch this up to make it more like a human wrote it and less like an AI wrote it. I'm interested to see the results. Now, the great thing about this is it doesn't just rephrase it, but it tells you what it did to make it sound more human and less robotic. So it changes we to I, it adds some like connection phrases like you'll be able to decide what career path is right for you and where data scientists and data analysts come in. So let's take this, paste it back into the free AI content detector and see what our robot thinks. So you can see that ChatGPT 3 was actually able to rewrite this to sound apparently 99% written by a human. And let's see what ChatGPT thinks of this in a new chat. So this is funny. Even though the free AI content detector couldn't tell that this was not written by AI, of course, the thing that generated it can. So that was really interesting. Now, if I were you, I would not be satisfied with this as an introduction. This does not make me happy because this is missing one really critical thing that will make you 100% guaranteed to evade all AI content detectors forever. You know what that is? An element of human writing. Now here's what I would add to this to make it easy to evade the AI content detection. Now let's see what it thinks of this. It's actually worse. That's so funny. Now let's go with my revised, improved personal anecdote example. Now this is the key. If you want to forever be able to evade all AI content detectors, no matter how smart they get, no matter how sophisticated they get, you're going to need to actually write stuff yourself. I don't know of any better way to say that. The best way to trick AI content detectors is to use them as a tool, not to use them to generate text. some content detectors may be fooled by extra spaces, weird commas. They may be fooled by ChatGPT's rewriting of these, but even ChatGPT can tell that it was written by a robot, not a human. And B, I think as a human, you can probably still tell that it was written by a robot. You might not yet be subject to penalizations on your content, on your blog, on your website, but the day will come when those algorithms catch up to you. And honestly, the day is probably already here that your readers have caught up to you and they're just not appreciating your garbage content. I hate to say it. So if you're watching this video looking for a cheap way to produce garbage SEO optimized content, this isn't it. I create videos that are about how to write good stuff. I really believe I've come to realize that AI can help you do this. It generated those 7 differences that I can definitely use to research and come up with myself, but it's never going to be able to write the blog for you because it's never going to be able to introduce this kind of anecdote, right? It's never going to be able to include personal lived experience because ultimately it is a robot. Okay, so to summarize, there are 3 ways to trick AI content detectors. Number 1, you can put weird spaces, spelling mistakes, commas, grammar errors. That will fool stuff today, but it won't fool stuff tomorrow, I can tell you that. Number 2, you can use ChatGPT to rewrite the phrase or paragraph or whatever to sound less robotic. This may fool some AI content detectors as we've seen, but it won't fool all of them and it won't fool your readers. And of course, number 3, write it yourself, or at least write most of it and include a lot of personal, compelling anecdotes and details from your own lived experience. That's my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for watching this video. And I would love to hear what you think about these strategies. I'm making this video in part because on my last AI video, a commenter challenged me. She was like, I honestly think you're wrong about AI. You can use it to research stuff. And I listened to her and she was right, you can. So I'm really interested to hear what your feedback is on this content. Thank you so much for watching. Put your comments in the comment box below. I answer them as often as I can. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you think. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Happy 2023.